Hello lovelies, and welcome to today's video. So happy you could be here. I'm going to do 3 quick glam looks for you guys, 3 different looks with the eyes, and I'm going to show you how I do the base as well. And I've done this before, but I'm going to show you again, and it's all to see how natural makeup performs. So I think there's a lot of fear still that natural makeup just isn't going to do the kind of things that toxic makeup does, that we need things like talc, different silicons in our makeup in order to get the performance. And I just want to show you that there are options out there. I'm going to use my Savvy Minerals as my, Savvy Minerals, where are you? As my foundation. I've got my beautiful concoction on, which is a wonderful soft and very pleasant moisturizer with an additional oil in there for dry skin support. Try and remember to link the recipe below. I'm going to be using a wonderful misting spray, which is a setting spray as well as a kind of double up as a primer. It's just really an all-purpose spray which has beautiful oils in there, really nourishing to the skin, and it gives you the same kind of outcomes as some of the other products for that use. I'm also going to be using a couple of Nutrimetics products. Now, Nutrimetics has this disclaimer on their website, which is fantastic. So they don't claim to be completely clean, but they are free of many of the nasties. And until I acquire all the other things in the green range, we're going to be using as many products as I possibly can get my hands on for this video. So once I've got my sun cream on, and I've had it on for a little while, it's usually the first thing I do when I get up in the morning. Once I've done all my bits and pieces, I put on my moisturizer and I set it with my first dusting using a kabuki brush of the Savvy Minerals, and then I come back to do my highlighting. So there's 2 options with how to highlight. I do both depending on how I feel. You can use a kabuki brush, but it will just do a light coverage, so you've got to keep on building up. Or I use a little puff like this. It's really nice. It's got like a velour fabric. It's got a little satin band to help you hold it, and it's very flexible with a sort of sponge inside. And a very light dip. See, there's not that much on there. I'm going to go in and do all my under eye setting, any kind of areas where I want more light to hit or I need better coverage. So just like this, and tapping on. Any areas where makeup doesn't normally perform on you, whether you have some area that gets a bit more greasy or area that's a bit more dry or any kind of problem area, this is a really good product. And I've seen recently that Tati has released a very similar thing with a nice big heart-shaped thing that or triangle that is supposed to perform really well. It's had really great reviews. I haven't been able to get my hands on it yet. This is from eBay. It's extremely inexpensive. I will try and find them again. I've had some trouble finding the exact same product. This is about a year old at least, and it washes really well in a little baggie in the machine, so that's really good. I've been able to get heaps of ones that are like this. This is a Nutrimetics one. I don't like these. These are just not the right fabric. They don't have the right texture. This one has these little hairs on it, which is what you want. You want it to be like almost like a polar fleece kind of fabric or a velour, rather than just a soft cloudy thing, because this just doesn't hold the makeup like this does. It also has allowed me to use far less, because you literally just press it onto the sponge and then press it onto your face. And the other thing to avoid with this kind of thing is try not to drag, because it can actually scratch off what you've already put down, but it's more like pressing actions, pressing. Next, we're going to do a little bit of liner. I've been liking to start with liner because I just feel like it's more pleasant to look at myself in the mirror when I've got at least a little bit of colour to my lips, especially if the foundation has covered them a little bit, and so they're looking a little bit ashy at the moment because there is a bit of foundation on. So just reshaping the lips. Okay, so we are up to eyes. I'm going to start with a very thin brush here, very soft and thin brush, fairly dense, and I'm going to start with this beautiful matte colour. There's the colour Centered, and we're going to put it on the center of the eye. There's no primer or anything like that on my eyes because this shadow doesn't need it. It's great to use a very thin brush like this when you're trying to put it down in a specific spot, so it gives you a lot of control. Next, I'm going to take a beautiful crease brush. This is my absolute favorite, the eye crease brush by e.l.f. It's been through a lot, this one. I've got a couple now, and I'm going to go into the color Pisces. I'm going to very carefully just work the crease with this one. Going back to that same beautiful flat brush, I'm going to dip into crown chakra, another beautiful matte, and just tap it into the outer corner, marrying it up with the Pisces color and centered. What a beautiful color. It's definitely giving me a beautiful depth, but also warmth in the outer V, and it really tones down and warms up that beautiful Pisces color, but it doesn't lose my crease, so I still got that depth and shadow there. I'm going to take a beautiful flat brush here. It's a nice dense one, and I'm going to go into this color here, which is Spirituality. A beautiful color. It's got plum notes. It's just divine. It's both shimmery and metallic. It's just gorgeous. I'm going to put it all the way through the inner third. Same brush, same color, and I do still say it doesn't really need any kind of setting spray, but I will put a little bit of my misting spray just to give it a little bit more definition. I'm going to run it down the bottom of my lashes, just on the outside here. Got a detailed face brush now. I'm going to dip into the color Mystic, very, very lightly. That's all. And I'm going to run it on the upper cheekbone. With that same color, just on my pinky there, but I just swipe it into the inner corner. I love the look the way it is, but I'm just going to take a beautiful olive green, which seems like it makes no sense against all these beautiful purples, but you'll watch, it will make perfect sense in a minute. This beautiful, earthy, bright eye deserves a beautiful lipstick, so I'm going to go in with the Nutrimetics Lip Force Pretty. I'm going to go over the top of it with just a sheer and shimmery lip gloss. Any will do. I just wanted to have a little bit more metallic quality. This is a beautiful satin kind of finish lipstick. It's got a beautiful, beautiful finish, but I just want that really wet and shimmery look to my lips today. See how it just gives it that extra boost of wetness and fullness and gloss. New tickle, new outfit, new look. I'm going to dip back into the same palette and do another really beautiful quick look. I'm going to try and keep these looks all different for you guys, so you really see how much variation you can get from a very simple selection. You don't need a lot of makeup to be original or to get nice fresh looking makeup or get variation. So the reason I chose this palette, aside from the fact that it is all natural makeup, and that was my biggest motivation starting this channel, is to really access the natural makeup industry, and also to really compare the pair and see, can you be original, can you get variation using something that is nasty free. You know, there's no nasties in this one, and there's not that much color variation in this one. So you get browns, grays and purples really, and yet I'm here to show you that you can be very unique with this. All right, so I'm going to start with the beautiful deep brown here. It's a beautiful warm color called Crown Chakra. On my crease brush here, I'm just going to stamp it. Once I'm happy with the product placement, I'm just going to smoke it out. How amazing that product is. It just keeps going and going and going. I was expecting to have to dip back in, but it just kept spreading and spreading and spreading, and I'm still getting color. It's just beautiful. Okay, now we're going to take a beautiful fluffy brush and we're going to dip into the color Meditation. Meditation is just a beautiful neutral shade, but it is quite a dark color on my skin tone. So I'm going to be very light when I dip in, and we're just going to go right over the very top edge of that beautiful warm brown. Really softening up those edges and still keeping that beautiful warm look. I'm going to go back to my crease brush and I'm going to dip into the color Psychic. So that's that beautiful gray over here. Just again, very lightly. I'm going to find my crease. So wherever it is on you, everyone's crease is in a slightly different place. That's basically where this bone sits there, and unless you put your eyes firmly shut, you can't really see it. So that line there. I'm just going to do little tiny circles with the color Psychic just to deepen the crease. So it just gives me a little bit more shadow, and it doesn't take away from the warmth or the color that I achieved with that beautiful, beautiful Crown Chakra, but it just gives that little bit of shadowing because it's a gorgeous deep gray color. A nice quick way to apply color to get a really beautiful effect and save time basically is to use a beautiful flat brush, a nice dense one, so you don't have to keep dipping back in. But also if you have a color, if your cosmetics are going to give you the color that you need, that'll also be a time saver. So we're going to go in with the beautiful color called Scented, just over here. Just a very little bit, but just enough to cover the whole lid. It's just a touch lighter than the chakra color, and it's just got that beautiful pinkiness to it. Just gorgeous. Take another fluffy brush, and we're going to go into Mystic. And with the fluffy brush, just through the center, very, very light kind of funnel, we're going to draw it in. How beautiful is that? And we've got ourselves a kind of halo eye here. And there we have it. We've got this gorgeous halo eye going on with this beautiful, deep neutral background. Now, what this look to me is just absolutely begging for is some inner corner color. So I'm going to take this gorgeous shimmery purple called Third Eye, just on a tiny little flat brush here, and only in the very inner corner. We don't want purple in this look. We just want that little bit of life in the inner corner, a bit of shimmer, because it's a very matte look so far. You can stop there or you can keep going, which I'm of course going to do. I'm going to add a nice neutral liner, so something that's just going to give me a shape to my eye but without really adding any colors in. You can also use a beautiful liquid liner with this. I'm going to go for a gray pencil. This is the Nutrimetics one. The really cool trick about this type of eyeliner look is you get a really thick wing. You get a very cool kind of 50s vibe, but you don't cover any of your halo or any of your eyeshadow because you're only working at on the outer half of your lid. So there's nothing in the middle there at all from the eyeliner. And for my last little bit to this look, I've just added a tiny bit of a beautiful shimmer from the Color Protection. It's a gorgeous color. That one there. Beautiful color. And it's just going to give me a little bit of just a finished look to the lower lid. So I've just put on a little bit of a flat brush like this, just a small one, and I'm just going to run it along the lower lashes and out underneath that wing, but not really going beyond the pupil. Again, this is all just adding dimension. You can stop at any point, but look at this beautiful glam look that we got, and it took no time at all. I promise myself, and I promise you guys, there will be more green cosmetics eventually being added to this channel, and I'll definitely be bringing them to you just to show you how clean, nice products without any chemicals, any gross ingredients can work for you. The whole idea is to show that this is not only clean and natural, but it's so quick to do. So I'm going to go into with the color Psychic here and just into the corners. I've got no primers on, nothing at all. It's just skin. Well, obviously moisturizer and all that sort of thing, but it's just skin and my beautiful eyeshadow going on here. So there we go. We've set the shape. It was really quick and easy. And now I'm going to be taking a nice fluffy brush. This one's got a bit of an angle to it. I just picked any fluffy brush over there. And back into this palette, I'm wearing a beautiful teal color. I'm not sure if you can tell that it's teal. And I've got all purples in here. And you know what? That's not a problem. I've got this gorgeous color here, which is called Protection. And if you can see, it's just this stony, bronzy, it's just the most beautiful color. It is quite deep though, and it is a shimmery color. So we're going to very lightly brush it onto the outer V. Look at that. Creates such a beautiful shape to the eye, gives it beautiful dimension, but it doesn't really do much in terms of distracting from the already bright outfit. If you were to decide you wanted to have a heavier look, you can always just tap. And then don't forget to blend with the other color there. Just so pretty. I'm going to really brighten up this look now. You can definitely use more colors if you wanted to, but for a very quick look, I was going to dip into the only light color here, which is this beautiful shimmery Mystic, it's called. It's just a gorgeous color. It's got such beautiful color payoff. It looks just cream in the palette, but it gives a purple kind of sheen to it, which just makes it so interesting and so gorgeous. And it also acts as a really good inner corner color. So I'm going to take the whole inner third and cover it all in this beautiful color. Just like that. If you have the time, you can definitely take a thin angled brush and dip into some setting spray or misting spray, something like this, and go in with a darker color from the Aether palette and give yourself a nice liner. I'm just going to use this Nutrimetics pencil. I'm going to hold the edge and just go very, very lightly with beautiful feathery strokes. I'm going to do quite a thick line today. I just feel like it. And this is the color charcoal, so it's not going to be too dark. So we're going to make a statement with it. So just like that, I think it really fits the genre of the tickle look and everything. So it's got that retro kind of appeal to it. Last but not least, I'm going to take this Pooper number 80 pencil, just because it matches my top really well. This is a blue. I'm just going to very lightly do a lower lash line, and just to brighten everything up. Okay, then what you do when you get to this point is you take a nice clean brush, something thin, anything will do, and just stretch the color over. Just like that. And there we have it. It's a very quick look. We're just going to finish off with some lip gloss, anything with just a little bit of shine, just to get this lip liner back to life. And voila. And that's the completed look. Really, really quick and easy. And we're just repeating those skin steps every time. And repetition is key to speed as well, because if you've done it a few times, you don't have to think about it too much. You just go for it, get it on there, and 1, 2, 3, and you're done. I hope you enjoyed all the looks I had for you today. It's taken a couple of days to get them all together, but I really wanted to demonstrate that natural makeup is very easy to use, very easy to apply, has all the performance and none of the nasties, and you can definitely go ahead and feel good about investing in natural companies. I also really like the idea of supporting smaller companies or indie brands like Aether Beauty, or brands that have a really, really amazing promise of being clean and being the best quality out there, like Savvy Minerals. Even down to the skincare, which is, I think, the most important. You want to feed the canvas with the best stuff that there is. People like Young Living really do set themselves apart in that respect, in that they're sourcing the best ingredients and they're providing us with the best formulas. And the market is really, really beginning to become saturated, so the choices are there, and let's hope that with time that means that sourcing the ingredients becomes more affordable, and then that will be passed on to us, the consumer, and everything. Cosmetics will be much more accessible to buy green. If you haven't followed me on social media yet, please find all the information below. For Instagram, lots of looks going up, lots of posts and lots of daily stuff. And if you haven't subscribed yet, why not? Go ahead and press the button and you'll be subscribed to this channel, and you'll be able to keep up with the posts both midweek and on a Sunday night. It's been so great to have you along on this journey. I hope you come again, and wherever you are around the world, have an amazing day. Thank you so much. Bye.